You're tuned in to Capital Jazz TV. This is the 13th annual Capital Jazz SuperCruise. And the man, the artist, the creator that was responsible for kicking off the ship this year here on the Royal Caribbean was the one no other than Wyclef Jean. Wyclef! Sakafet, Wyclef!
Sakafet.
How are you?
It was so great.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, look, you put an island man on the ship, that's what you're gonna get.
That's what you get. Nobody.
Hips don't lie on the ship, you know.
This is your first SuperCruise with us ever.
Yes.
How's the experience going for you so far?
I loved it. I was saying I was very excited because I feel sometimes there's a disconnect with this audience, with me, because I'm constantly in Europe, Africa, constantly moving around.
Right.
And I miss my folks back home.
Right,
so
right,
it was sort of like, I felt like it was a family reunion, you know, all of the Fuji fans, everyone that came up. You know, it was good to see like sororities, fraternities, you know, it was good. Everybody came out. It felt really, really good. I had a great time, and y'all had a great time.
Oh my gosh! So which I didn't see if you weren't at the pre-sale party was Wyclef jumped in the water, and I was just like my tension got high, my nerves were crazy. I was like, what is Wyclef doing? Jumps in the water, has such a good time. I mean, people are still talking about it, so that was so good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, entertainment. Like I think people forget. Like, I'm a preacher's son. I'm from the church. Every Sunday, we got the revival.
Yes.
And I always say, like, when an entertainer come from the church, you're cheating, literally, because you literally know how to rock the congregation.
You know how to engage them. But one thing that you talked about earlier was how music is nothing but worship.
Yes, yes, yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that. What does that mean? Because someone from the church may say, no, that's not. You rocking parties and doing this ain't worship. That's different than worshiping God.
Well, the best way I could explain it is my father was a minister. And he came from Haiti. And in America, you know, coming from Caribbean parents, there's like lawyer, doctor, engineer.
That's all we could be.
Right? And rapper, no. Rapper, that's drug dealer.
No.
So for me, I had a conversation with my dad once, and I was like, look, at the end of the day, I'm going to do music.
Right.
And I said, but the literature and how I'm going to speak is going to be no different like John Wyclef from the 14th century, who translated Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Every generation is going to hear it different. Right. So in my daddy's church, we would be playing like, I'm telling you, like early 90s. You would come in there, you would think like Super Cat's about to walk in there. You know what I mean? It would be like, They said John 3:16, for God so loved the world. That, you know, because I'm always like, at the end of the day, it's more in the context of what you're saying. So at times, and then the true God, like you got people who's constantly saying, God this, God that, God that, and they had nothing to do with no God.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I think we've learned in this world and in this time, the idea of gospel and what it really means. Like at the end of the day, it's about like, you have to understand who you are as an individual. Right. So I carry my God everywhere that I go, you know what I mean?
So I know we've got to wrap it up, but I've got to ask you, what are you up to now? There's some talks about you owning a distribution, something.
So big things in the Wyclef world. So the first thing is Netflix is doing a full-blown Wyclef movie.
Yes.
And this is going to be the first animation movie ever in history of our lifetime where it's on the level of Rio, Avatar, just high level. And so the movie that I wanted Netflix to do is about the first 10 years of my life. It's called Prince of Port-au-Prince. Because I felt like the first inspirational Wyclef movie is about the village. How did I escape poverty through imagination? So whether for kids in Brazil, Africa, New Orleans, you've been looking at that, it's called the Prince of Port-au-Prince. Oh my God. So look out that we are a year away from that. Very excited about that.
See that.
And the second thing, a lot of development going on in Africa. So I raised $25 million for my publishing company. So everyone who's watching this, keep your minds and ears open, right? We have Burna Boy, we have DeVito, we have all of these kids, but where are the next ones?
Right.
So at the end of the day, and I don't want the next ones that are watching this, don't sign any contract to nobody till you call Uncle Wyclef. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to give you money.
Right.
But bigger than money,
Right.
I have to teach you how to structure your deal, because if I'm 50 years old and I give them the best example, which I always give, I say DJ Khaled, Wild Thoughts is a sample from a Wyclef catalog. Every time him and Rihanna play that song,
You get money on
Wyclef
that.
gets to get a piece.
Right.
So I want these kids to make sure that they're not giving their rights away. So
Ownership.
very ownership. We're so excited about that.
Yes, yes. And then there was some information about a music, women in music, and you supporting women in
Oh, I'm
music
so
as well.
excited about that. There's a label called Heads Music,
Yes.
ran by Madeline Nelson.
Yes.
When we partnered up, I was excited because somebody told her she can't be like the first female CEO of a distribution
I always
company.
hear that in the music
Yes,
business for
and
women.
so when y'all follow Heads Music, all female, but female distribution. Can you imagine that worldwide? So I love it because now kids can put their music through this dashboard.
Right.
Look, I don't got nothing against TuneCore, nothing against Empire, whatever, but I would love for y'all to put your music through this platform, because I watch Madeline. She's like a soccer mom. She literally be on the like, she really care about every step of the game.
Yeah.
And I think what makes her qualify, I think coming from the era of putting the Fugees on the Apollo, whether if it's Jay-Z, whether it's Biggie, all the way up to being the executive at Sony Music under Doug Morris and putting her job on the line for J. Cole's record.
Wow.
And so very excited to
Yes.
to watch how this distribution company grows.
And so I have to ask, because you know our audience, we are music lovers. When are we getting some more Wyclef Jean music?
Well, first of all, I want everyone to know, all y'all got to do is go on the streaming services. And so there's a rapper by the name of Kodak Black, if you ever heard of him. One of his favorite songs is called Lady Haiti. You heard it yet? Okay,
I haven't heard that one.
Okay, so Kodak Black is dancing with his mama, Lady Haiti. So we had put an EP out called Juve.
Okay.
We had put another record out called Hendrix.
Okay.
The reinvention of Wyclef with the kids started off with a rapper called Young Thug.
Yes.
Who featured me on his album. We did a song called Kanye West. And then he had, no, this is, see, I'm giving y'all history. This is why I want to do my podcast. Because so much information, I be feeling our generation is not paying attention to it.
Right.
So, and what I'm hoping all of this inspires and trickles to the Fugees saying, yo, man, we might have to do a Fuji album now. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff going on. You have to listen to Lady Haiti.
Okay, I've got to. Definitely going to do that.
Yeah, Lady Haiti.
How do we stay in contact with you? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on very old school, so Twitter heavy. Facebook heavy. Now because of my daughter, Instagram heavy.
Because you got to be on the IG, babes.
Instagram heavy with my daughter. And what else I'm on? TikTok heavy.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I be knowing them latest things. My daughter teaches me everything.
He's got, you know, he may be 50, but he's connected.
I'm connected. Cool. I'm plugged in through my daughter. You know what's the funniest thing is going to school with my daughter. Well, now she's in boarding school, but when she was younger, and she loves to get in the car with me, because she played one, then I played one.
I love that.
Yo, that generation going back and forth.
That's what's
I remember when she was young, she played me some artist. It was a rapper, and he was like, yeah, boy. And I was like, yo, they got that from Flavor Flav. She was like, who?
Right.
Then I played her Public Enemy.
See?
And she was like, oh.
This is why your podcast is important and why you got to do this.
Yeah, so we're going to connect it all.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Wyclef, thank you so much for being on the cruise. Thank you for sharing. You did a Q&A. Thank you for sharing with the audience and allowing folks to connect to you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
All right, my sister.
My brother from Haiti, Mr. Wyclef Jean. You are tuned in to Capital Jazz TV.